Hello, everyone, and welcome to Centro de Información today here live on Facebook. Once a month, as we mentioned before, we're going to be meeting with my partners of Social Security Administration to bring you some valuable presentations. Today's presentations will be on identity theft and scam awareness. And with us, we have my buddy Josephine and my buddy Megan. Thank you, ladies, for joining me here on Facebook Live at Centro de Información.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. So I'm going to kick us off, and then I'll turn things over to Josephine in a little bit. We really appreciate you having us on to talk about this topic because we can never get enough airtime with people on this. It is such an issue, and we continue to receive call after call, unfortunately, of people falling victim to these scams. So we really appreciate you, and anyone viewing today and in the future, please share this information with others as well. The more people that we can let know about it, the more scam victims we can prevent. So first, we're going to talk about those scam calls that many of us have received. I'm sure you've probably got one on your own phone, and people will call and they'll say they're coming from Social Security. They might even figure out a way to have it show up on your caller ID that is coming from Social Security. So just know that if that person is threatening you, demanding that you pay in gift cards or cash or anything like that, that is a scam. We will not threaten you. We will not call you and demand money over the phone or to mail it to an address that you're not aware of. If you ever do owe us money, we will send a formal notice with the option.
That is a scam. We will not threaten
you. Aware of that.
Call you and demand the phone or to mail it to
so what we just need
address that you're not aware of. If you ever do owe us notice with the option,
do not give any money or personal information to that scam call. If you're ever unsure that maybe you have some business with us, but you're not sure if it was really us, what you want to do is go ahead and hang up, and then you can call your local office or our toll-free number. We'll make sure you have all those numbers available to you, and we can confirm whether or not we really need anything from you. If you have a moment, we'd love it if you can report that scam to our OIG webpage. That's oig.ss.gov. And I know that Josephine is throwing some information in the chat box for you as well to have in case you missed the links during our presentation right now. So everything you can do to prepare yourself in case you get a call is to be aware of this and to just hang up. If you should fall victim to a scam, we'll talk about some additional steps you can do as well today. So again, we are not going to call and threaten you, but generally, if you have ongoing business, we might call you over the telephone. And if it is a fraudulent call, like I said, just hang up and do not give that information. Contact us. Make sure you sever the connection before contacting Social Security so that we know that no one else is on the line when you call us. And how you would go to get more information on the scam calls or to report it is through our socialsecurity.gov website. We like to talk about this website also every time we have a chance because it has a lot of great resources. But you can see right here in our banner up at the top, we're aware of this problem and we have our frequently asked question, what should I do if we get a call claiming there's a problem from Social Security? And it will take you to the links to report that scam as well. And this is what an example of the page you would see if you go to that fraud scam reporting form. It's going to have really basic questions for you. Even if you did not give them any personal information and you did not, hopefully lose any money to these scams, we appreciate the time you take to fill out this report so the Office of Inspector General can have an idea of how widespread this problem is, as well as trying to track these scam calls. And then if unfortunately you should lose your identity to one of these scam calls or one of the many other scams that are going around, we have some pointers to share with you today. So if you do have this happen, know you're not alone. Unfortunately, over 4.7 million reports of fraud and identity theft happened last year to the Federal Trade Commission. That's kind of who tracks this information. So, and that's just the number that got reported. Of course, there's a lot of people that probably fell victim that did not report it. 1 in 5 people lost money to imposter scams last year, totaling $1.190 million. So a large problem here. And we want you to know what to do if this should happen to you. So some examples of misuse are someone opening a credit card, a utility account, or applying for a tax refund with your social security number, or even getting a loan or applying for a job. And any other illegal use of your social security number. Some ways this can impact you is that you might suffer denial of credit loans or other public benefits, denial of medical care, or receive harassment from debt collectors for debts you do not owe, and experience emotional tolls such as stress, anxiety, and embarrassment.
Yes, and we don't want you to experience any of that. So that's why it's so important that if you receive a call where somebody is aggressive and threatening you, to just hang up. Isn't that right, Megan?
Yes, thank you, Josie. So at Social Security, what we're doing is we're in charge of your Social Security number as far as issuing the Social Security number. But once we've issued to there's only a limited amount of things we can do to help you protect it. We're going to keep your information confidential as far as verifying who you are whenever someone contacts Social Security to use our business, but you need to also do steps to protect your Social Security number on your own. So you should always be careful about sharing that number, even when it's asked for, even for a family member or friend. If it's not somebody you know that needs that number, you just keep that number to yourself. Keep your card and documents that show your Social Security number in a safe place. So do not carry them if you can avoid it, in your wallet, in your purse, places like that. I've even seen people, might carry them stored in their phone. That's still something you really want to be careful about, especially do not exchange it over email or somewhere else that somebody might be able to intercept it. So some ways we can help with identity theft at Social Security is providing things like today, the outreach and education to you. If you lose your Social Security card, we can help you with a replacement. In limited situations, we can potentially issue you a new Social Security number. There are a lot of disadvantages to receiving a new Social Security number, though. So we do that in very case-by-case basis, very limited situations. We can verify that your records are correct with us and correct earnings records. And Josie's going to talk about how you can see your earnings record in a little bit. And we can refer you to the other sources that we're going to mention today. All right, I'm going to send things over to Josephine to talk about our Social Security statement.
Thanks so much for that great information, Megan, in regards to what we need to do to protect ourselves from identity theft and fraud. And, we also want to let you know to please share this information. If you're watching us right now, or if you watch us later on, share this information on Facebook with your friends, and share the information with your family, friends, and loved ones verbally when you talk to them, because we do not want anyone to fall victim of these scams. And there are individuals out there calling people, threatening them, saying they're Social Security representatives, and they are not. But another great way to also prevent fraud from occurring to you is by creating a My Social Security account. And when you create a My Social Security account, you're not only protecting yourself from fraud, you're also able to see a snapshot of your information, your personal information, and you're able to see your Social Security statement. This statement is one of Social Security's most far-reaching educational tools. In 2020, we provided more than 83 million statements in print and online. So this statement is a snapshot of has a snapshot of your earnings record. So what you've earned every year from work, you're able to see that. That's recorded on your statement. It's so important to ensure that that is correct, because Social Security uses the highest 35 years of your work earnings to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. So any benefits are based on those work earnings. So it's important to make sure that they're accurate and they're correct. Workers age 18 and older can access their statement online using the My Social Security account. We mail a statement to workers age 60 and older who do not have an online account. However, if you are under age 60, you're not going to be seeing those statements mailed out frequently like they used to be mailed out. So it's so important to go to your My Social Security account. If you don't already have one, we encourage you to create one today. So that is ssa.gov/my-account/statement.html. And you can see this visiting our website, ssa.gov, click create account if you don't already have one. And then moving forward, we want you to see what that statement looks like. And this right here on the screen, this is what the statement would look like if you receive it via mail or if you're looking at it online. On the first page, it gives you estimates of what you would receive if you were to retire at a certain age. It gives you an estimate to let you know what you would receive if the unexpected were to happen and if you were to become disabled. It gives you an estimate. It also gives you an estimate of what your family were to receive if you were to pass away. So it's survivor's benefit estimates on there as well. And it tells you a little bit about Medicare. On the second page over to the right, it gives you a snapshot of your earnings. So remember, I was telling you that if you create the My Social Security account, you're able to see your earnings and you're able to ensure that those earnings are posted correctly to the record. And that's so important because the earnings that are posted to the record are what your benefit is based off of. So it's so important to make sure you reach that periodically to ensure it's correct. And once again, if you create a My Social Security account, you're able to see all these wonderful things and have some control over your account. But you're also preventing anyone from creating an account for you because you've created the account already. And moving right along here to the next slide, this right here is what it looks like when you get to My Social Security. So when you go to our website and you click on the My Social Security link, this is what you're going to see. It's going to say create your personal My Social Security account today. And it's going to ask you to create the account or sign in. So if you don't already have an account, you can create the account. And it's have you go through some steps. You're going to have to verify your identity. Once you verify your identity, you're going to be able to create a username and a password. After you've created that username and a password, it's also going to ask you for an email or a cell phone number. Once you provide that information, you're going to be able to access your My Social Security account. And keep in mind, the reason why we're asking you for an email and a cell phone number is to protect you, because each and every time you log in with your username and password, there's a second authentication code that needs to go in. You're going to get a different code every time for your email or your cell phone, whichever one you chose. And you're going to have to enter that number in as well as your username and a password to have access to your My Social Security account. And this protects you from anybody else trying to access your account. Well, moving right along here. Now, what Social Security cannot do. So things we talked about to do as far as identity theft fraud were to occur, but there are some things that we are unable to do. We are unable to correct your credit record. We're unable to file ID theft reports for you, and we're unable to act as your advocate. However, we can provide you with information as we are today, so that way you can advocate for yourself and get through the situation that you may be in if you have been a victim of identity theft or fraud. Moving right along to the next slide. But what we want you to do right away is step 1, call the companies where you know the fraud occurred. Step 2, place a fraud alert and get your credit report. Step 3, report identity theft to the FTC identitytheft.gov. These are the things that you can do to help in a situation where you feel you've been a victim of identity theft and fraud. Next slide, please. You may also choose to file a report with your local police department. So you certainly can contact the credit card bureaus. This is the information for each credit card bureau. You can contact the credit card bureaus via email, via phone number. You can report the fraud. You can let them know you would like them to place an alert on your Social Security number, so that way it prevents anyone from opening up lines of credit or establishing anything else on your Social Security based off of your Social Security number. So moving right along here and continuing the conversation. On the next slide, we have information in regards to identitytheft.gov. here's how it works. IdentityTheft.gov helps you. It's a process. It's a website where you can go and you can get you can explain what happened and you can get a recovery plan. There's a recovery plan on there. You go online, you can see the recovery plan. It kind of is an agenda. It helps you fix the situation that you're in because it's got a lined out agenda for you on the steps that you need to do to help prevent any additional damage from being done. And you can put your plan into action. If you create an account, they will walk you through each recovery step, update your plan as needed, and track your progress and pre-fill forms and letters for you. Essentially, it's a recovery action that you will be taking when you go to identitytheft.gov. So this is a great website to have and to keep in your back pocket in case something does occur where you become a victim of identity theft and fraud. Next slide, please. Now, identitytheft.gov is free. There's free help there for you. It's a personal recovery plan that walks you through each step. And it's an identity theft affidavit that you can review and update at any time, customized pre-filled letters to send to credit card bureaus, businesses, and debt collectors. You can update your plan and track your progress. And there's advice about what to do if you've been affected by specific data breaches. So this is a great resource for you to have. Please share this resource with your friends, family, and loved ones. Next slide, please. Now, here are some additional fraud resources. We've got the Federal Trade Commission phone number here. If you have some tax issues, you can visit the irs.gov/identity theft central or call the phone number on the screen. And of course, you can visit ftc.gov/ID theft for prevention tips and free resources. All the free resources that we previously talked about are there at ftc.gov/ID theft. Also, there is the DMV fraud hotline, so you can contact that phone number as well, and you can get your free credit reports at annualcreditreport.gov or .com, or you can call us at 1-877 or call them at 1-877-322-8228. Moving forward on the next slide, you've got some great resources there. And of course, if you'd like to find out more information in regards to Social Security, you can always find us on our social media platforms. We have a Facebook, we have a Twitter, we have a Instagram, LinkedIn, and a YouTube with lots of information, lots of resources. So if you'd like to check us out and you like to be in the know about different topics in regards to Social Security's benefits and programs, this is a great way to do it. And once again, thank you so much for watching us here today. We hope that you gained some great information in regards to how to protect yourself from identity theft and fraud. Also, what to do if you are in a situation where it has occurred. So we want you to be prepared. We don't want it to happen to you in the first place. However, if it does occur, we want you to know what you need to do. We want you to be empowered so that way you have the resources to correct the situation and help you. But we want to spread the message that please do not provide information over the phone, especially to individuals who are aggressive and threatening you and saying they're Social Security representatives, because they are not. They want your information because they are scammers and fraudsters. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to my colleague, Megan Forresto. Megan?
All right, thank you. I just want to echo the sentiment of thanking you to having us every month. So we'll be back the fourth Thursday of August for our next topics. And I know I saw there is a Facebook event. So if you mark interested in that, you'll know when we're coming up and get a reminder of that. So yes, just thank you so much for having us. And thank you for letting us cover this very important topic.
Thank you, Sally, so much. And I think you're on mute, Sally. We're going to pass it right over to you, Sally.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry, I put myself on mute for a while, for sharing all that information, which is greatly appreciated. I was myself, I actually last week got a text saying that my Social Security, I needed to report myself for my unemployment. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. You know, of course, I put it on black and deleted that, but we're all getting those right now with just the situation, you know, especially with everything opening up again. You're starting to see all these scams come through quite a bit and quite a lot. And this is one of them that greatly, you know, is happening. I'm glad, you know, I think we think so many times that Social Security and all of this is, oh, well, look at this, you know, as we're getting close to retirement. But I don't think I myself realized, oh yeah, I could have my, you know, my one child who's over 18 log on and make an account and start checking her stuff. So she becomes accustomed of all that. You know, many of us, I don't think we're thinking about that. We think about it either when we are unemployed or, you know, as we get closer to retirement, we start looking at that. But we could actually go out there now and create an account and get familiar and keep track of all our stuff. So that's great. So that's great information that I don't think many people were thinking or aware of it, you know, in this case. So every bit of information helps and I greatly appreciate it. And we could continue these, you know, and it's going to be great. Like you guys said, every month we'll be here with Megan and Josephine presenting to you some valuable information. If anyone is in need of any questions or answers, please reach out to us, you know. Like you said, the site has some great information. If you just take the time to go ahead and see it and look for it. And if you need any help, going through it here at Centro, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you guys. And you know, give us a call, make an appointment, or even email us. If you look at us, all our social media sites, you could just send us an email. We'll get it. One of us will attend to it. I know the Social Security site has information too, places you could contact for information if you want to go straight through them. And so thank you, ladies. That was a quick one. That was nice, but very good information.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everyone, for watching us. We love being here with all of you, and we appreciate you sticking around and listening to this information. And we hope to see you next time here at the Facebook Live with Centro de Información. We are super excited to continue these conversations. And we also have these in Spanish, in Español, and we're actually going to be we're going to be doing the same exact presentation in Spanish and Español in the next few minutes. So hope to see you there.
Yes, thank you. Immediately today at 4:30, please check us out in Español for those of you that like to hear it in Spanish. And we know we have many people that also like, you know, in English. So we're trying to provide both language to everyone out there. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you in a little while. Hasta luego.